Mary Joshifsky is the Executive Director of Stoor to Door. Thank you for joining us today. I've read a little bit about your organization. Tell me a little bit about your mission and how it has existed.
Stoor to Door has been in business for 23 years, and we think we're one of the best kept secrets in town. Our mission is to enable elderly and disabled adults to live independently as long as possible by supporting them with grocery shopping and grocery delivery. We deliver groceries and prescriptions from Cub Foods. We right now deliver to about 1,100 clients every 2 weeks. Wow. Our average customer, our median customer, is an 82-year-old woman who lives alone. She may live in an apartment, a condo, or a single-family home. We do have some customers who live in independent living facilities that are attached to assisted living facilities. Okay. But the majority of our customers are on their own. They're pretty proud. They are unable to hop up into a van to get to the grocery store. Many of them can't lift more than a can of soup. When you see how our customers are able to get around the spaces in which they live, which are fine spaces, you really understand that they can't get out to the grocery store. So we bring groceries to them.
Wow, that's great. Often the first step of an organization is calling itself something that matches its mission. Why the name Stoor to Door?
You know, it's interesting. Our initial name was something much more complex. Stoor to Door is pretty straightforward. We shop at a Cub food store. We work at 5 different Cub food stores, and we bring groceries right to our clients' doors. We're a little different from some of the growing alternative delivery services that are out there. For one thing, working with Cub Foods, our prices are incredibly competitive. Another big thing is that our delivery staff has a history and is trained to bring groceries right into your kitchen. So our clients often leave the doors open, actually, for our delivery staff, and our delivery people come in with a tote. They unpack all the contents of the tote on the person's counter. If the client wants us to put the groceries in the refrigerator, in the freezer, we do that. If they want us to loosen the tight lids, we do that. So we really are bringing it right to our customer's door.
Wow. There seems to be a great need for the service that you offer. Are there any partnerships that you all have to fulfill this need?
Our primary corporate partner is Cub Foods. As a part of SuperValue, they're a very, very large organization. They help us keep our online ordering system up to date, which is very important for serving so many customers as we do. And then a couple of really wonderful things about Cub is that our customers, when they get the Sunday ad, they don't have to cut out all those little coupons. All of our customers, when their orders are rung through the Cub register on the days that we shop at the stores, which are 4 days a week, we're in Cub food stores 14 times every week. We have this little code that goes in, and then our customers just get the sale prices. So there's a real advantage to working with a really competitively priced grocery resource for a population, an elderly population, that really doesn't want to spend more money on groceries. They kind of have an idea of how much things should cost, and Cub really helps us meet that goal.
Definitely.
The other major partnership or collaboration that we've just initiated is with Meals on Wheels. A big percentage of our customers, just under 20% of our customers, do receive a meal a day for 5 days a week, but they don't necessarily get breakfast cereal or milk or bread or peanut butter or eggs or fresh fruit or vegetables or toilet paper. And so we're able to supplement those meals with Meals on Wheels with our grocery service. And that organization and Stoor to Door has just recently agreed that we'll cross-promote our services to each of our customer bases. So a couple of things like that are pretty important.
And what's your personal passion for the work that you do? Why Stoor to Door?
It's so simple and it's so difficult. In my past, my parents, unfortunately, my mother was ill early, so aging services, I've been aware of the gaps in aging services for quite a long time, and I'm very aware that people, if they stay in their homes, they live longer. I'm actually a court-appointed conservator. It's an interest of mine. So I'm responsible for people who are not my parents. And if they can stay in their house longer and get groceries delivered and have that independent, they can choose their own groceries, they can decide when they're going to come, they can decide what they're going to get. It just allows people to stay home longer. They're it's proven that they're healthier. It saves a lot of money for the state of Minnesota. And it's really one of the services, as our population ages, that we really need to build and encourage in our community.
And what was the process of starting Stoor to Door? Why did they start this program for the senior citizens?
Actually, a man started it 23 years ago, a man named David Berg, and he just thought it was a good idea. And it was kind of started with a station wagon, and they worked with a different store and probably 5 or 6 customers. There are actually in churches, in the church community, there are volunteers within many churches who shop for a group of people within their church. People ask me about competition for our customer. I don't feel there's any competition for our customer. There are plenty of people who need all kinds of help to stay in their homes. So we just provide a piece of that help on that aging services continuum, and he just had a good idea 23 years ago.
Wow. Do you find it hard to find volunteers to help deliver groceries or medicines to these elderly people?
Because our mission is so simple, people either understand it or they don't. And we have 2 specific types of volunteers. So we have opportunities for all kinds of people, but there's one kind of person who likes to shop. So our volunteer shoppers, of which there are over 200, that show up 14 times a week at these 5 different Cub stores, those particular people are able to walk around a store with somebody else's grocery list and really get the groceries that that person wants, and like doing it at 6 a.m. because we are at the Cub food stores between 6 and 10 every morning. The other big volunteer need for Stoor to Door are people who are computer savvy, who can call customers. Our volunteer order takers are assigned between 3 and 6 customers each, and they call them every other week because we have bi-weekly delivery. And over the years, these volunteer order takers make friendships. They have relationships with these people. We have many people in other states who have moved away who still generate grocery orders for the people that they've been delivering or generating orders for years. So that's a big chunk of our volunteer base.
So not only volunteer, but also a personal type of relationship with these people.
It's very important. The contact on the phone every other week, and then the contact when the groceries are delivered. Our delivery staff are pretty independent men for the most part, and so people get to know them and they get to know their customer, and we have to restrain the staff from moving TVs. They do take the trash out. They definitely do change light bulbs. But there is a relationship. I mean, we're that kind of a service. We're nonprofit. We are eyes and ears. We are another contact in the community.
And what counties do you guys service? I read that you guys only service 7 counties in the area. Is that true?
Well, it's 7 counties. It's a big area. It's the entire metropolitan area.
Okay.
And for example, right now we're not all the way out on the east side of Washington County, which is where Afton, et cetera, are. And we're only in northern Burnsville. But we are in all 7 counties. And we have working relationships with the social workers in all 7 counties. We get about half of our customers as referrals through social service agencies who have been identified that a person's living situation has become precarious, and this is one way in which they can get a service that'll help them stay home.
Great. Would you like to share any other thoughts or information about Stoor to Door?
Well, we are always looking for additional clients, always looking for additional volunteers, and of course funders. If you're interested in learning more about us, we do have a website. It's www.stoortodoor.org. And then our offices, our very small and compact offices, are located in the Midway area in St. Paul. And our phone number there is 651-642-1892. You can call, you can ask questions. We send out information on request. As I said, we're always looking for clients, volunteers, and funders.
Wow, that's great. Well, I just want to thank you for joining us today. I've learned so much about Stoor to Door, and on a personal note, I know that this organization is a great asset to the elderly community in St. Paul and around the Twin Cities. My great-grandmother has used Stoor to Door before, as well as my other grandmother. So thank you so much for joining us and giving us all this great information. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate being asked. Thank you.